We continue to follow developing news out of Amherst. Police arrested several protesters at the pro-Palestinian encampment at UMass Amherst last night. Western Mass's reporter Maria Wilson joining us live from campus this morning, where it certainly is a different scene today than it was last night. Maria.
It definitely is, Amanda. Last night there were protesters and an encampment and also a police presence that resulted in dozens of students being arrested today. The scene here is very different, and all of this coming just 1 week after the group voluntarily dismantled their last encampment after school officials told the group they would face arrests if they didn't follow orders. Last night, law enforcement did get involved, taking several protesters away in handcuffs. Last night, a human chain of students and faculty barricaded the encampment outside the student union. The group, like thousands from around the country, demanding their university divest from military groups with ties to the ongoing crisis in Gaza. Here at UMass, they're also asking for the university to drop civil charges against students tied to the October sit-in, also related to the war. But UMass isn't the only college to see protesters taken away in handcuffs. Police have arrested more than 2,000 protesters at similar pro-Palestinian protests at college campuses in recent weeks. But before state and local police got involved here at UMass, the university met with some of the protesters to see if they could reach a resolution. That ultimately did not happen. The university's chancellor, Javier Reyes, telling us in a statement that was released last night, "We have provided many paths forward for a resolution, including our discussions today with protest representatives. Demonstrators rejected our offers for continued civil discourse to help bridge our differences and refused to dismantle their encampment. I asked the University of Massachusetts Police Department to begin dispersing the crowd and dismantling the encampment. Let me be clear, involving law enforcement is the absolute last resort. It saddens me to send this message tonight, but I am hopeful that our campus community will persevere to find common ground and come together in these challenging times." Now, it is still unclear at this point just how many of those protesters were arrested here last night. The group posted on social media last night saying that that number was upwards of 130 arrests. Police haven't confirmed that number to us at this hour. For now, reporting live in Amherst, Maria Wilson, Western Mass News.